Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. In case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a full body flow, I'm gonna call it, but we're not gonna be coming all the way up to standing at all today. So find a little bit of space to move, an open mind would be great too. And let's get started. So let's begin today in just a nice comfy seat. And if you're crossing your legs like I am, choose one way to cross them. We'll switch that up in just a second. But you can place your hands on your knees if you'd like. Bring some length into your spine. You can close your eyes. And then we might just kind of start to shift our weight from side to side. Maybe it's a little tip of the shoulders or the head. And you can start to bring your chest forwards as you continue to rock side to side. And it might turn into kind of a half circle movement with the upper body, if that feels good. Or maybe it is more of a side to side movement. But if you're kind of tipping forward, start to make your way back up until you're sitting tall again. And your rock side to side comes to a stop. And we're just going to cross our legs the other way. Bringing the length back into the spine, maybe letting the eyes close, and then just a small sway or rock, whatever you want to call it, side to side. And then as you start to maybe tip forwards, the movement can turn into a half circle maybe. Maybe it's more of a triangle. Whatever feels good and however your body allows you to move. And if you're tipping forward, just start the journey back up until your spine is long again. And your rock side to side, slow down. And then if you do happen to have your eyes still closed, you could start to open them up now. We're gonna make our way into tabletop, onto our hands and knees. So spread your fingers out wide, maybe give your hips a gentle sway side to side. And then as you inhale, start to drop your belly down. Lift your chest, maybe your chin. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, push into your hands. Inhale as you drop back down, arching through the back. Exhale as you round. One more breath here. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze the tummy, and then inhale back to a neutral place, a long spine. We're just going to start to shift our body, rock our body forwards and backwards. Maybe you think about the shoulders coming past the fingertips. Maybe you think about the hips coming in front of the knees. We're going to make this movement as big or as small as you'd like. Maybe your hips come all the way back to your heels. Maybe your shoulders come past your fingertips. Keeping your palms connected and see how far you can go. And then just sending your body back. And then the next time you come back forwards, stop with your shoulders over top of your hands and maybe adjust a little bit so that you're in tabletop, your fingers are spread wide, your hands are under your shoulders, and your knees are underneath your hips. Let's tuck our toes and lift up into downward facing dog. So lift the knees, send the hips up as you kind of drop your heels down, and then we're going to lower our knees right back into tabletop. So notice the feet. Can your toes stay tucked under as you bring your knees down and then lift them up, trying to touch the heels down and then slowly lift the heels up so you can bend your knees and lightly rest them down in your tabletop. Go slow here. Move strong with control from downward facing dog to tabletop, strengthening the wrists, the arms to push yourself up, lengthening through the arms to send your hips high, and then gentle as you drop the knees down, keep the toes tucked and send them right back up. The next time you come down into tabletop, stay. Untuck your toes, rest on the top of your feet. Start to send your hips back towards your heels again. Maybe you're able to sit back completely, lift your hands up, take a few wrist circles. You might want to make a fist. Do a few circles in one direction and then switch sides, and then you can switch hands if you're doing one at a time, or maybe you are doing both. And then bringing your hands back down to the ground, back into your tabletop. We're going to shift our shoulders forwards, start to lower the chest and the chin as we keep the hips lifted. Hug your elbows to your sides. As you inhale, slide onto your belly. Keep lifting your chest for a low cobra. Push into your hands. Send your hips all the way back to your heels. Maybe child's pose if you bring your big toes together. And then lift right back up into your tabletop. Bend your elbows. Lower your chest, maybe your chin. And slide onto your belly. Keep lifting the chest. A little shoulder roll for your low cobra. Strong wrists and hands as you push the ground away and send your hips all the way back towards your heels again. One more time. Shift forwards. Bend the elbows. Lower the chest, the chin slowly. Slide onto your tummy. Take a shoulder roll to lift the chest a little more. And then push all the way back and into child's pose. And stay there. Maybe scooch the knees out a little wider. Maybe push your hands into the ground to send the hips back towards the heels a little bit more. Let your forehead come down. Relax your arms. Take a breath. Slow down. When you do feel good to lift up, you can come back into a cross-legged seat. You can also stay in child's pose, legs, knees out wide, sitting back on the heels. You could also have your knees together, sitting back on the heels. Long spine though, somewhat comfortable seat. We're just gonna start to rock the shoulders side to side. Notice how your legs feel depending on how you've decided to sit. We can start to tip forwards depending on how you are sitting. You might want your hands on the ground. If you are in child's pose legs, you might scooch the knees out even wider as you continue to sway the shoulders side to side. It might turn into that half circle movement like before, again, depending on how you're sitting. But if you're in this child's pose with wide knees, like me, start to keep lowering the chest. Lower the chest and maybe continue to rock side to side until you get to a point where you're pretty low, but you're not all the way down, so you're able to still rock side to side. Pushing into the hands a little bit to keep the chest lifted slightly. And then slowly start to lift back up. Maybe continue to rock side to side along the way until you're sitting tall again. And then again, depending on how you are sitting, you can start to bring your knees back together. You can come off of your legs if you are sitting on them, bringing them out in front of you. Give your knees a little bit of a hug, maybe a rock, side to side. If you're already sitting cross-legged, you can stay there, but cross your legs the other way. And if you always cross your legs the same way and you're just coming into a cross-legged seat, cross your legs the uncomfortable way. Bring your hands to your knees. Let your eyes close. Take an inhale as you bring some nice length into your spine. As you exhale, you might let the chest tip forward. You don't have to rock side to side this time. You can just see how low to the ground, to your legs, your chest wants to go. And if you're folding forwards, gently start to lift back up again, bringing your hands to the floor beside you, maybe just the fingertips. As you inhale, reach your arms up, maybe look up. You could interlace your fingers above you, push your palms away, stretch through your upper body. Stay here for an inhale, and then as you exhale, let your arms fall back down beside you. Take a shoulder roll maybe as your hands come back to your knees. One more tip forwards with the chest if you want it. And then this time as you come back up, you might bring your legs with you. You might lean back. Maybe you're holding your knees. Maybe you're holding your feet. Maybe you can find just a touch of balance on your sit bones, and maybe not. Slowly bring your legs down though. Sit tall. If you have your legs crossed, let's cross them the other way. The more comfortable way maybe, so that when you fold forwards, maybe it's a little different, maybe a little nicer as you lift back up and then rock back. Maybe the legs lift too. Surprise yourself perhaps. Maybe not. But find your way back to a nice comfy seat. Bring your hands either to the knees or your hands in front of your heart. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you for your open minds and playful spirits today. Enjoy the rest of your day though, and until next time, namaste.